from New York City, it's the Wendy Williams Show.
How you doing? The kids have come to play today. You won't believe what I'm about to tell you. With all due respect, have several seats. My girls are always turned out. I give it to you straight, no chaser.
Now, here's Wendy.
Thank you for watching. Say hello to my people, my co-hosts, my studio audience. Oh, boy. I'll let you know in an hour. Let's get started. It's time for Hot Topics. Thank you. I haven't seen K. Michelle in a long time. She's got one of the most beautiful voices in the world, but there's a lot that we have to talk about. So on this visit, she's performing like she's done before, her song called Not a Little Bit. But I'm really excited also to sit and have a conversation with her, which I didn't do last time that she was here. I mean, we talked behind the scenes, but we've got so much to talk about, so she'll be out later. Blake Shelton and Gwen Stefani are moving way too fast. According to Us Weekly magazine, Blake is getting ready to propose after 5 months of dating. This is so wrong. I'm so shocked at Gwen, and you know what it feels like when you fall for a guy and you start doing things that are out of your character, no matter how old you are, because a lot of us are in love with love. And so you do crazy things, and then it takes a moment for you to sit back and say, no, wait a minute now, I almost lost it. So, first of all, if Gwen had no kids, of which he doesn't have kids, even if Gwen had no kids, it's too soon after 5 months to get engaged and get married. Second of all, the idea that she does have kids makes this, I'm calling DIFUS. That's what they call it in Jersey when they take your kids away. No, but look, here's the deal. Her kids are 2, 7, and 9. That 9-year-old already has a father. Now, how does this work on Saturday mornings when the 2-year-old wants to lay between stepmom and stepdad? It's one thing to do that after you've been dating somebody for a period of time and then, the stepkids, lay in the bed. But 5 months is too early. It's too early to move in together, even with no children, much less, when you have children in the house, children who, I was talking to you about this yesterday and talking about Kate Hudson. She's got the 11-year-old. A 9-year-old has friends, and those friends have older siblings. And they are on there learning all about her oldest son. It's just not right. He loves her family, though. And he's been saying, allegedly, that this is the family that he's always wanted with Miranda. Now, I don't know what the deal is, why he and Miranda never had kids, but they were married for 4 years, Miranda Lambert. But they don't have any children together, and so this is the family that he's always wanted. Now, a question for Gwen, after you all get married, are you willing to have more children? Because I'd be like, okay, I don't think she's too, how old is Gwen Stefani? 46. 46? Honey. When you're 46 and you have your own kids and then you start dating, the best thing to do is to date a guy who already has his kids, so you got that out of the way. And They need a lot more getting to know you time before getting engaged because everything is impossibly, wildly lovely the first 8 months of any relationship. So somebody in my meeting said, well, Wendy, do you think it's because maybe the sex with Miranda wasn't as good and everything is... Well, listen, it was a man who said that. You know how they are. Wasn't good. I said, well, I don't know. Who says that the sex with Gwen is authentically good? Aren't you like Cirque du Soleil for like the first 8 months of any relationship? I mean, you just put it on him. You know what I'm saying? For those first 8 months. But then by at least, by the 12-month mark, you start to become who you really are. Just lay there, do me. I gotta get up in the morning. So I don't know. And just because she has platinum blonde hair and wears red lipstick doesn't mean everything's all wild and crazy. I'll tell you, this is also part of the problem. Gwen's only dated, she's admitted this, only dated 2 guys besides Blake. That guy she was in the band with the brown skin and the blonde hair. They were in No Doubt together, and they dated on the Up High. And then Gavin Rossdale, who is her ex-husband. So she's 43 years old, so perhaps lack of experience with men is making her fall for the first thing that comes along, kind of, sort of. And another thing is that there might be a race to the altar. See, if I were her, I would fall back and get to know myself as a single woman, a single mom, something that she's never, just for a moment. According to In Touch magazine, though, Miranda has a boyfriend, and Miranda's boyfriend, Anderson East, they allegedly, both of them, want to beat Blake and Gwen down the aisle. So now here's a problem, because Miranda, too soon for you to get married too. But at least you don't have children. But if the reason that you're getting married is to get back at Blake, I understand that. The petty part of my brain totally understands it. But you better watch what you're getting yourself into, because it could be financial disaster. Just horrible. Anyway, good luck to all 4 of you. God, hot. Future and Sierra. This has gone way too far. So I'm not gonna talk like greasy, shady, hot topics, Wendy. I'm gonna talk to you like a grown woman who sees 2 people doing foolish things. Remember, Sierra, first of all, a lot of you all said to me through social media that, remember when Sierra was on with Ludacris and did the announcement of the Billboard Awards? And she had the list, but she didn't say Future's name. She grunted And then Ludacris took over and said the name, and then Sierra went back to the rest of the list. So that wasn't even low-key shade, it was on the Up High, just petty and that wasn't smart, Sierra. The way you get back at him, just say his damn name. So now a lot of you said to me, screaming with emojis and exclamation points, that the reason that Sierra didn't say Future's name is because legally she can't. I don't believe that. What I do believe is that Sierra is petty for this, and I also can't believe that Sierra, first of all, is suing Future for $15 million for defamation. But handle all this off social media and between the 2 of you. You all have a 2-year-old son. According to thejasminebrand.com, our sources are everywhere. Future has now countersued Sierra. He's claiming, in his lawsuit, he claims that he couldn't have damaged her career because she barely has one. When baby Future grows up, what is he going to say about this? So Future, please, enough is enough. Sierra, please, someone needs to take the high road and just ignore this and handle everything behind the scenes. By the way, as a sidebar to Russell, if this is your woman and you gave her the big ring and you guys are about to get married, then why is it that you wouldn't pull her aside? Because if you have a partner worth a nickel, anybody, you, if you have a partner worth a nickel, and that person is not smart enough to pull you aside when they see you're about to crash into a brick wall, then I feel sorry for you. Any of us, you know? That's all. And Russell, you're about to, what are they, exercising now and they're about to go into training and stuff? The locker room's gonna be on fire. Because just to taunt him, I'd play Future music over at my locker. I would rip out all the ads in the the articles about them in the tabloid and hang them, all over the place. The locker room is going to be on fire, and not in a good way. I hope you have a good season, Russell. So, remember Leonardo DiCaprio dumped his model girlfriend during, forget her name, another model. There she is. During award season because he wanted to be taken seriously, and apparently they don't take you seriously when all you do is, get around with models because, that's what he does. Well, he got his Oscar, and now he's back to his old ways. And not in a good way. Reportedly, at 41 years old, he's dating a 19-year-old Victoria's Secrets model named Chelsea Vimar. Now see, I don't care who you are and what you do for a living, you get no points at all for dating a 19-year-old. None. I mean, you heard what Dr. Oz said yesterday. Your brain physically doesn't even fully close up until you're 24, he said. Yes, Suzanne. 24. Mm-hmm. In other words, not only are you learning and processing the world, but there's also that thing, when you first have a baby, their head is opened up and then it slowly fuses. It takes 24 years to fuse. I think that he's scared of being with a woman who could challenge him. I mean, that's like, that looks crazy. Like 41, when you're 41, the youngest you should date is 25. Do you understand? 25. Anything younger, it doesn't look like, yeah, bro. It looks like, how pathetic. But let me show you a picture of his flock that he's been with. This is his current one. Oh yeah, there she is. I mean, the picture of all the girls. Yes. Is this her right here? Okay. That's her in the front. Okay. All these girls. So he loves models. She's the 15th model that he's been linked to. I'm not going to suggest that he needs to settle down now because he grew up on TV, so there's probably a lot that he missed out on, getting all the girls and going to the club. I saw him in the club one time. Yeah. And it was when I just got there, so I was not nice. Yet. They were going to get my bottles. Look, right? And so we're in the club, and he's sitting with one of his bros on like a low wall. So they're sitting, he's got on a baseball cap, it's pulled down real low. And he's sitting with just like maybe one or two guys. It wasn't an entourage, and there were no girls around, but the club was lit, like it was going on. And so I sit and I watch him like an animal in the wild. See, a lot of you all don't know how to watch celebrities. You're so eager to go up and take your Facebook pages and stuff. That's corny. What you do is you sit back and observe. So you've got a story to tell. Who are they with? What do they do? How does he walk? So, right, look. And I'm sitting like as close to him as I am with Suzanne, right? But his back is to me.
Okay.
So I'm watching. And for about a half hour, he and his bros sat there just observing women around the club and getting into the club spirit. once he was ready to be revealed, he ever so gently lifted up his cap, and within 30 seconds, bees were to that honey. I mean, girls were clamoring to be around him like it wasn't just 1 or 3, and they weren't thinking about his bros. It was all about Leo, and there were instantly about 15 of them in front of him and back of him. They were blocking my view, so I couldn't. But by then my drinks came and I was off it and on to my own party. But yeah, you know. Well, good luck with your playground playmate, Leo. Macaulay Culkin, 35 years old. We haven't seen him so long except for all bad things, you know what I mean? You know, he was in a bad way. Well, he's announced that he's ready to retire. I don't think that needs to be an announcement. You haven't seen anything yet. Show the other picture. Well, hopefully he's sober, and hopefully he's not sick. But now he says he wants to spend time, he spends all of his time painting, writing in his notebooks, and whatevering, he called it. I wouldn't mind retiring at 35 if I was 34, you know? I mean, and I've always said, ironically, he's retiring at 35. I've always said that's a perfect time to retire. Most of us can't do that. We can't afford to do it or whatever, but you know, that's a really great age to retire. I'll tell you why. The only reason that you need to work is so that you develop some sort of work ethic where perhaps if you have to get back to it, you can, but at least you've learned to punch that time clock and work. You've also already learned how to change a tire or call somebody to do it. I mean, no, really, the important things in life, the survival skills. You already know how to wash your own clothes and cook a meal. You already know how to rent an apartment and secure your own mortgage. By 35, I mean, if you do it right. You know, by 35, you've done so much. You know, there are people, who are entitled, and at 45, they still don't know how to write a check. You know? So I just feel like if he's gonna retire, fine. I wish I could have retired at 35. Although, and you know, I love to lounge around and sit around, but I also realize, you know, realistically, that you become very, very bored, and also then you become very, very weird when you don't have a lot of socialization with people. But here's what I would do. Like, you know, you leave the house, you do a little charity work. I wouldn't want to report to work every day at 35. I would want to make my own time. You know, he can speak at colleges. He can, open a nail salon, or, have some place to go. He can do charity work. He can do stuff. But I think it's pretty cool to be able to retire at 35. Macaulay, I just hope that you're well, because the last we checked with you, you were asking your ex-girlfriend of many, many years, the very married with a baby, Mila Kunis, to help you get a job. And Mila answered the phone for him. And meantime, Ashton shut it down. Well, why did you go and even tell Ashton this? So then, it starts some discourse in the house, and then she had to shut it down. I'm like, I don't even know why she picked up the phone. You know, I am married, hello, goodbye. Okay. Would you ever return to college dorm life? Like if you had to? Clap if you would. Well, I've got something for you. Hopefully after this, you'll change your mind and not want to do that. There's this new dormitory-like building here in New York, where adults live with roommates. Yeah, like strangers. They share mutual spaces, like a communal kitchen, communal laundry room, communal game room, communal movie room, and you're sleeping with a stranger, which shouldn't be unusual to many of you. It's only $1,375 a month to live in Manhattan, which is a steal. But look what you do. You sit up all night OMGing with a girl you never know. You know who I think that this is? Wait, let me show you the kitchen, or, the dining hall. Yeah. Yeah, well, guess what? It depends about your age. Because I would think that this would be so weird to find like a 38-year-old living in this kind of living, that makes you immediately undateable, number one. I think it's perfect if you're somewhere between 18 and 25 years old. There should be a stop at 25, you know, because, you know, you come to New York. This is great for people because this is the greatest city in the world. Everybody wants to be here. A lot of people, they do. And particularly when you're shy and you come to a big city and you know nobody and it's expensive, a lot of times it's great when you can already make a friend. Like she might be from Ohio, this one's from Kansas City, they're new to New York, so they need each other in this communal kitchen. But girls, try to move out after only a year of living there, you know?